Alright guys, got a great game here for you. This is a recap game for the TMFL League at TraditionSportsOnline.com. Controlling the Steelers against the Broncos, ran by Dakota7, which is his handle in our league. And as you're going to see, this was a great game. You know, I come out in 5 wide just to see how the game's going to go, kind of set the tempo, get a quick pass here to Heath Miller, and we get 7 yards. So, of course, I'm going to do what I do best, man. I take it to the ground. My man Bo Turner here is able to get a nice pickup up the middle. So I figured we'll stick with the running game. Went to the well a little too much there. Turner fumbles the ball, but we're able to get the ball back. I'm happy about that. Nice pass here to Ben Lee, quick 12 yards, and we're back in the driver's seat again, moving forward. Running the ball here, Mendenhall is only able to get 1 yard there, so I go back to the passing game, and I hit David Paulson across the middle. Great play there. So I'm feeling pretty decent at this point. You know, I'm on the 26-yard line. I'm thinking at the very least I'll get a field goal out of this. So I try to play it a little conservative. As you can see here, I run back-to-back runs. Mendenhall had an opportunity there, but he tripped up over the fullback's legs, and he was unable to do anything. And this was big right here. Sacks me all the way back to the 32, and it proves that it was just a bit short on the field goal, and we come up with an empty possession. So he comes out strong with his running game as well, picks up a quick 7 yards. So now I'm just thinking, just get the ball back. You know, play good defense, get the ball back. He had a big opportunity right there. Unfortunately, the quarterback overthrows it. And now we have him in a 3rd and 3. And at this moment, I'm thinking my guys are going to make the play here, but no, he gets just past the 1st down marker. And he has 4 downs again, or 3 downs, you might say, to make something happen. And great blocking here on this play. Picks up a huge run, huge yardage on the left side. And now he's driving. He's on my 30-yard line. So now I'm thinking just play a little defense. Catches me there in the zone. Nice quick pass, 4 yards. You know, he takes what the defense gives him. And then he goes to play action. And as you're going to see, he strikes first. Great play, great pass, you know, nice route. He's into the end zone. So now he's kicking back off to us. So I'm trying to make something happen here with Chris Rainey. Cut back over to the left, well, to the right. And, of course, that funny player movement there doesn't allow me to do what I want. I get tackled. Bad decision here. Almost cost me an interception. Put the balls back in the hands of my running back. And now we have another 1st down here. So now I'm trying to get some more passing going. Hit Mike Wallace across the middle there. Probably won't hear that much this season. But I try to get this play action here and threw the ball just a bit early. And right there, I tried to fit it in between 2 defenders. And Ben is unable to sit it down there. And as you can see, man, I mean, I'm trying to do what I can, but he's playing great defense. So now here we are punting again. Well, I must say, and you're going to see it yourself, man, I had some great punts in this game, you know, really helped change field position. And I think, you know, ultimately that helped me in the long run, you know, making him go deep or, you know, being deep down in his own territory and trying to work out of there. And here he is doing play action again. He catches it again for another gash, man. Big play here. Gets him all the way to the 40-yard line. So at this point, man, I'm just trying to hold them off, man. I'm like, you know, you don't want to go down 14-0 as early. You don't want to go down 10-0. And as soon as I say that, here's a big play. Get the fumble recovery. Thinking I might be able to get it to the house, but couldn't get the angle on that guy. And he's able to stop us short. And now we have control of the ball again. 2 consecutive runs here. Doesn't give me anything. Puts me in a 3rd and 10. And I had nowhere to go right there. You know, I really panicked right there. Had nowhere to go. Even that guy was double covered. So once again, I'm off to punting again. Now, right now, I'm feeling pretty good about the field position. I have him deep in his own territory. Doesn't get the play clock off. Well, get the play off fast enough. The play clock expires. So now he's working off the 1-yard line. So, you know, just knowing how we play in this league, I figured he probably would run the ball most of the time here. And he does. And we're able to shut him down for 3 and out. And we're getting the ball back. So I'm feeling good about the field position. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get some points here. So first of all, try to give me a nice little punt return. I think I missed the alley right there. If I would have went to the right, I would have had, you know, some more real estate there. And look what I do. I turn around and do the exact same thing, giving the defense 5 yards. So now it's a 1st and 15. Go to the play action. See my man here wide open, and I don't get it. I don't get the ball placement right there, man. He had him step on him, had him beat. That could have been a touchdown, but unfortunately, as you can see, the ball just sailed over his head. And in that scenario, this was a bad pass here. I don't know what I was thinking there. But if you go back to that previous play, guys, in that scenario in the end zone, I want to see the receiver go for the ball. You know, I still feel like if Mike Wallace would have attempted to go for the ball, even though it was overthrown, I may have had a shot of pulling something off there. But, you know, that's something I want to see, you know, addressed going forward in this game, man. And, you know, in this EA Sports Football, I have to see little things like that is what will bring the game home as far as simulation. But as you can see here, man, this guy, he's killing me with this play action, you know. Big play after big play after big play. And at this point, you know, he's already in field goal range, so we're just trying to do what we can to hold him to a field goal. You know, pretty decent defense. He put the ball there in a tight spot. Timmons was right there to make the tackle, so I'm saying to myself, it comes down to 3rd and 5. Let's stop him short, and we do. 4th and inches, and as you can see what he's doing here, he's kicking the field goal, and that's very important. This is how we play, guys. You know, in a lot of scenarios, you would have seen some, oh, wait, let me interrupt myself. Thought I was going to get something big there, but as you can see, Rainey fumbles the ball from the back, and we once again come up lucky. But let me mention what I was saying before about the 4th and inches. You know, this is how we play. You know, if that would have been a lobby game, I'm pretty sure the guy would have gone for it, and he might have gotten into the end zone. And I'm not saying that you can't go for it on 4th and inches, but I'm just trying to show you guys the integrity of how we play in our league. All right, so right now, in pretty good field goal position. So I'm just trying to make it happen here. I did my juke a little early there. I think if I would have cut back to the right a little earlier, I may have been able to get, you know, further upfield. It may have put me in a better situation than 2nd and 5. So I'm sticking to the run game because it seems to be working. As you can see here, Mendenhall is able to pick up that 5 yards, and now we're on the 12-yard line, 1st and 10. I go to the draw, picks up another 4 yards, and now we're on the 8. So right now, I got some momentum going. This was a bad pass, but he was able to sneak it in there somehow. 3rd and 1. I go to the run one too many times, and now I'm down. 4th and 1 on the 4-yard line, and I'm forced to kick a field goal. So we're kicking it back off to the Broncos. Feeling a little better now. Got some points on the board. So now it's all about defense. I need to play some D. Another bad pass there by the quarterback. Great defense right here. And, you know, he's just killing the clock. And he goes deep. And almost made something happen there on the tip. But that would be the end of the 2nd quarter. We go in 10-3. He gets the ball first. And we're kicking off. But now this is where you're going to see the game start to open up a little bit. Huge play for me right there, because take a look at what happens. My guy Harrelson comes out of that pile, stumbles, and makes his way into the end zone, and now we are tied up 10-10. So we kick the ball back off, and right now I'm feeling like I've got the momentum. So feeling pumped about the defense, and of course he comes out in his play action. This particular time we have it covered, and Harrelson is able to get a sack, putting him down 2nd and 18. Gets a good pickup here. He's now 3rd and 6. Pretty good defense again. Quarterback is unable to put it on the receiver or put it where it needs to be, and now he's punting. And here's Chris Rainey again, and just missed that alley on the left side. I may have, you know, had an opportunity to get something going there. Great run right here by Rashad Mendenhall, how he squeezes through the defenders, keeps his balance, and gets to the 1st down. Great alley right here. Wonderful run. And as you're going to see, I'm going to stay with that. The run game is working. 3 straight runs, and we're just driving right down the field. Go to it again on 2nd and 3. And basically every run that you're seeing here is picking up 6 to 7 yards, except for this play. I run into the tight end and I knock myself down. That put me into a 2nd and 12. He gets good pressure here on the pass, and it's now 3rd and 12. And he's just covering every area, man. I try to run the screen there. Everyone's covered, and I still threw it to that guy because I figured that was the safest throw to go to. And I was only able to come away with the field goal, so now I have a 3-point lead. And this is where you're going to see a lot of defense here. And I will admit this, his quarterback made at times, some throws that he missed. You know, there was a lot of opportunities that he had to make something happen. And he just overthrew his guy. He was unable to hit his mark. And once again, he punched to Chris Rainey, unable to do anything. His coverage teams were working pretty well all game. And that right there, man, I want to see that get improved in next year's Madden. You know, Madden 25. I should have been able to plant a hard plant and cut upfield. You know, they gave me the animation there, but there's no way that that linebacker was able to recover like that. It was almost like he was shifted back or shifted kind of in position. But, you know, it is what it is. But I want to see going forward, especially seeing what we're seeing from NCAA 14. You know, I'm hoping that these things will make it in the Madden game as well. And, you know, we'll be able to make a more realistic cut right there and, you know, squeeze into tight corners and, you know, really break somebody down and make a hard cut, and their defender will miss. You know, they should not be able to recover that fast on cutbacks, or each player shouldn't be able to do that. You know, I'm guessing if you got a very agile linebacker or someone who's, you know, quick on their feet, they can recover. But I think you guys know what I'm saying. You know, I elaborated on that a little too much, but I think you know what I mean by, you know, that example I gave you. All right, so here he goes. You know, he's driving again. There was another play action that he did a few plays back, and here's another one here. You see, it's almost pretty much every time he goes into play action, you know, he's very successful. He ran it pretty good, you know. I know some people would complain. You know, I've seen guys complain before about saying that someone is going to the same play too much or what have you. But in the way we played this game, I didn't feel at all that he was abusing play action or anything like that. I think he called it at the right time, and, you know, he was able to execute. So now he has the momentum going in his favor. He's driving. Excellent spin right there, made my guy look like a fool. And is now 1st and goal from the 5. And look at this. He's able to outrun my linebacker. And one thing I do like about that play there is we all know in previous Madden games that would have been a suction, and I would have suctioned into that tackle. So even though he was able to score on me, I was able to appreciate the fact that I couldn't make that tackle because I wasn't in the proper position. That was a nice run there by Mendenhall as well. I thought I was going to break out and, you know, be able to get past his linebacker, but they were able to recover. Great pass right there. Ben put it in the right spot. And, you know, we're just trying to move down the field the best we can. And of course, we get called for the penalty here. I don't know what Ben was doing right there. He missed Mike Wallace wide open. Another play right here where guy's wide open and he just drops the ball. So, you know, I just go too short. 10-yard pickup just to put me in a, you know, prime position where I can get a nice punt off and try to change the field position. And as you can see, he's starting from the 22-yard line. So right now, you know, I'm just thinking, just play defense. You know, I can't really afford to give up any real points. And right there, I actually, instead of going for the tackle, I hit wide to try to bat the ball down. I think if I would have tackled him there, you know, might have turned out a little bit better, even though now I did get him in a 4th down situation. But I'm thinking if I would have sacked him there, the possibility of a fumble or something like that, you know, it could have worked out in my favor. But either way, we get the ball back, and I almost make another mistake right there. Instead of lobbing the ball, I threw a bullet, and it almost got picked. Here I try to go to the halfback screen. Doesn't work. Try to fit Wallace through the seam there, and that doesn't work. So at this point, I'm like, man, a little under 4 minutes left. 4-point lead. I got to make something happen here. So I got to come after him. And this is a point in the game where the pressure is on because you don't want to overplay. You don't want to be overly aggressive and get caught in a blitz or something like that. So this is really a tough situation here. Well, look, works in my favor. So I'm able to get the ball back. Once again, get called for the holding penalty. Come out running because I figured, he's thinking I'm going to pass. So I just try to catch him slipping a little bit. And I run the ball. Fortunate enough here, we get a personal foul. And we're going to take those 15 yards. So we're on the 49-yard line. And Mike Wallace is unable to hold on to that ball. Go to the draw. Works out very well for me. Pick up the first down. We're now on the 38. So I'm trying to do a quick pass here, and look at what happens. Heath Miller with the double move, and he's wide open. And fellas, we are up 20-17 with just over a minute, well, just under a minute and 20 seconds left. Minute 19. So now I'm just thinking, play defense. And look what happens. Catches me slipping in the zone. He's already on the 45, has a minute to work with. Misses his guy there on the out route. 2nd and 10. Makes a great pass there, and he pays for it. 3rd and 3. Catches me slipping there over the middle. Picks up the first down. He's on the 38-yard line. And now I'm just thinking, hold him. Hold him, hold him, hold him. Keep him out of field goal range. He cannot get any more yards. And on 2nd and 8, he gets a nice quick pickup there. He's now on the 33. So really all he needs is a few yards to get in field goal range. And look what happens. Marius Thomas makes us pay for it. And with 0 seconds left, kicks a field goal. And we're going into overtime, folks. So I take the ball first because my mentality here is let's end this game. Let's end it right away. I'm not going to kick off. I'm going to get a touchdown and the game will be over. Those are my plans. So I come out running. And I run again on 2nd down. I get shut down. But look at what happens here. Heath Miller is able to save the day. So I decide to go back to that side of the field. And he's trying to run away from Mike Wallace, but unfortunately Mike Wallace runs away from him. And that's the way the cookie will crumble. So as you can see, folks, apologize for the commentary. This is not really my thing, doing these types of commentaries. So I apologize if it wasn't entertaining. But I hope the gameplay was. And like I said, this is the best we have to work with. And we play simulation style, and you can have some fun. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off, folks. And, of course, let me know what you think.